What an awesome week of footy that was. 4 cracking games to round out your first week of the finals in 2022 season here. Panthers v the Eels kicked it off, and scoring-wise, I was pretty happy with how I went and my selections went. Spoke about To'o being a pretty sneaky one, given he was so cheap. And with Cleary back, I mean, they should play the right side a little bit more. He ended up with a couple of tries and doing a great job. Second pick there, Gutho in the wing fullbacks was not the way to play. Obviously, picking a couple of the Panthers outside backs would have been the best way to go about it, considering they won so comfortably. We definitely thought it wouldn't have been that much of a blowout, but it is the Eels and it is the Panthers. Eels can be a little bit up and down. Panthers can be very, very dominant at times. And Nathan Cleary showed why he's the best player in the game and why you need to pick him at all times with a nice 103 there. Spoke about Fisher Harris being a sneaky option, and I didn't end up putting him in my team myself. I decided to go and spend up with Isaiah Yeo, and worked out okay, but really the 51 underperformed a lot of other guys when you got Junior Bolo there with 51.6, even beat him there at that real cheap price. He was an interesting one as well. You had Madison 58, Fisher Harris 71, and even Reed Marnie there with the 58, and he came out after a bunch of weeks in a row being pretty poor and had a strong one. Really, the only issue I had was Gutho and Spencer Leniu, the 28, which was not terrible. I was hoping for a mid-30s, to be honest, and 28 isn't the worst to go around. But yeah, Gutho's 11 was a bit of a downer, that's for sure. But other than that, the selections were pretty solid. Sean Lane didn't play his best, probably the only one that I kind of mentioned that could be a good one, and he didn't score too great. I did not select him in that one, considering Isaiah Yeo I thought was going to be the better play. Okay, so Storm v Raiders. This is an interesting one. One of my top picks, Marion Seve, came out and did really, really well. Munster was my second top pick, so him and Harry Grant obviously played pretty good, did their jobs, got 61, but did not win this matchup. Unfortunately here, I went for a few cheaper guys. I wanted to spend up on Munster and Grant and try and get away with it and pick up some mid-30s and 40s from King, Harawira, and also Emre Gula, and they all got really, really low scores. 30.2 was the best of those three, and Nick Meaney only the 21, considering I could have spent up a little bit more, or picked someone different who was a little bit cheaper and spent up a bit more in this position here. When you've got guys like Joey Tarpany and also Nelson Asafa-Solomona doing really, really good jobs at 83 and 68. So another try for Nelson. He's been absolutely killing it of recent time, and that is it for him for the year. Xavier Coates, obviously one of the cheaper guys. If you went and picked him, then it worked out great. But these are the type of games where sometimes if you pick the two big dogs and get a little bit lucky around it, then it works out well. But unfortunately, in this one, with the Storm not coming out and winning, it wasn't to be with that strategy in this week. So we got the Monkey Man winning this one here. And so the Cowboys v the Sharks was a very interesting one. And I think, majority of the players there did pretty well. But Nico Hines needed to be in your squad in this one. I went for Dearden and went that little bit cheaper. Allowed me to spend up on guys like Cotter, for example, who got 83, which was great. And I spent, a little bit of money, nothing crazy, on Chatty Townsend, who picked up 68 as well. But you can see here, Peter Hiku had one of his greatest games of his career. Did have an error or two in him, but still ran for 28. Ran 28 times for 320 meters, which was incredible. And you see here, Talakai was solid, Holmes was great, had Dearden the 44 was solid as well. You had Jordan McLean and Royce Hunt. Just need some bigger scores from some of those guys. But the biggest thing here was that a lot of the cheap guys actually came out and scored really well. As we said, Peter Hiku there, Nanai being sort of a mid-range type of guy. Tamalolo being a bit lower than what he's been in the past as well. Worked out for, for these guys, to get Tablo to get a 95 was pretty crazy. But Ruben Cotter, I spoke about him playing big minutes and that worked out well. Nico Hines just as normal doing his thing. All right, went pretty solidly in the Rabbitohs Roosters one. Obviously here, avoiding James Tedesco was ideal for him getting that head knock early on in this one. Spending a little bit of cash on Victor Radley. Still got 42 with the sin bin, so you obviously don't lose any points in this game. But Damien Cook spent the money on him and only got the 32. So we needed, spending up on someone else would have been great. I spent less money here getting Egan Butcher, for example. Swali'i, I could have gone for someone like Latrell. But it is what it is, Instead of paying that money for Latrell, I could have paid it for Tedesco and ended up in a pretty poor position. But Nat Butcher I spoke about as being a great one. Sammy Walker as well, the 53 was great. Tass, we spoke about him, or Campbell Graham. Tass was to end up being that better option there at 46.9. Graham still was solid. It was just Damien Cook that killed us. The person that won ended up with Jai Arrow as their kind of sneaky one at an okay price, and that worked out great. But anyway, that is the review show for Draftstars, guys. We do have 3 weeks left of this. I'm very happy as a Cowboys fan that we get the week off. But good luck to everyone whose team's still playing in these this second week of the finals. And if you are interested in playing Draftstars team, jump in the description below, hit that sign up link, and we'll see you on the other side of that and getting in and having some fun. Hope you enjoy it. See you later.